So boys, how's your apocalypse been going?
Suicide Squad killed Justice League. This was for sure one of the games I was looking forward to this year. After playing though, it's a little disappointing, a little repetitive, and a little boring. Don't get me wrong, it's still a blast to play at times, especially when you're teaming up with a few buddies. But when every single encounter, every single fight feels the same, it does get a little boring. Visually and graphics wise, the game does look good. There aren't many performance issues, but there are still some, and I'll cover those in a little bit. So you're all here to see how it runs on the PlayStation 5 versus the Xbox Series X. Now I know I should have had the Series S in this comparison, but I decided to buy the physical games just so I can sell them later and cover some of my costs. Warner Bros. Games didn't give me a review code, and that's really my way of saving money here, especially on a game that takes like 10 hours to beat, and after that it's just gonna collect dust. Yeah, they do have content planned, but right now this is a 10-hour game, possibly even less, maybe 6 to 8 hours if you skip all the cutscenes and optional side missions. And like I said, those 10 hours feel the same in terms of gameplay and combat, fun for the first hour and then repetitive and boring for the remaining 9. The game size is sort of medium. On PS5 the game's 46 gigabytes and it's 50 gigabytes on Series X. Loading times are a bit tricky because it's an always online game. You do need to connect to the Warner Bros. Servers when starting up. The entire startup from dashboard takes 54 seconds on PS5 and 1 minute on the Series X. Now I wasn't sure if quick resume was gonna work, so I tried it and that only takes 11 seconds to get back in the game. PS5 has activity cards which aren't as good but do save you about 10 seconds. Now since this requires a connection to Warner Bros. Servers, I was surprised that quick resume worked. In fact, I tried resuming after about 10 hours of my Xbox being turned off. And guess what? It still works. This is of course a single player game, solo match. Suicide Squad does have cross-platform saves and progression. There's also cross-platform matchmaking. That's really good if you own multiple platforms. You can play on your Steam Deck on the go and PS5 or Xbox at home. The bad news is how you need to connect to Warner Bros. Servers even to play single player. There's times I couldn't connect to the servers, meaning I just couldn't play. Visually, this is a good looking game. It's running dynamic resolution scaling to get that target 60 FPS. The FSR2 scaling means about 1440p average resolution on PS5. The Series X is a tiny bit sharper at around 600p resolution. Now let's talk about the frame rate, the performance. Warner Bros. Games really learned their lesson with the 30 FPS backlash on Gotham Knights. So here they made it a priority to deliver 60 frames per second. There isn't even an option for that useless 30 FPS quality mode. With the FSR2 scaling, the game gets to that 60 FPS target on both the PS5 and Series X most of the time. For the most part, the drops are minimal, maybe to 59 or 58 FPS. With that being said, the PS5 is more stable. There's less drops on PS5 and they're all mostly single frames. Xbox Series X, on the other hand, drops a lot more to 58 and 59, and this is pretty much constant. Now, these drops aren't huge and hardly noticeable when you're playing, but if you're looking for a winner in terms of FPS, the PS5 wins. But keep in mind the Xbox had slightly higher resolution, so perhaps the more aggressive FSR2 scaling on PS5 means a more stable frame rate. Now I know I didn't show Xbox Series S here, but for those that are wondering, the game also runs 60 FPS on the Series S. And from what I've seen, it's similar performance to the Series X, which is pretty good. The big issue with the Series S is the aggressive resolution scaling. To get that 60, I mean, you're gonna see as low as 900p and the game looks really blurry. So performance-wise, it's not too bad, but there are some issues and bugs I've seen with this game. For one, when you're playing online, I mean, you could get these massive lag spikes like the one I saw right here on PS5. There's also some odd bugs of enemies getting stuck in the environment, and in fact, my player got stuck right here. I couldn't do anything. I wasn't even taking damage, so only way was for me to restart. I mean, with an open world game like this, I guess some of that's to be expected, so I'm sure everyone's encountering the odd bugs here and there. So that was my comparison of Suicide Squad on PS5 versus Xbox Series X. Let me know what you think in the comments, and for the rest of the video, check out some more side-by-side gameplay with that FPS counter shown.
I haven't decided yet if I'm the fluid is
Enemies, prepare for disassembly!
Invaders, this is Wonder Woman. I know you're still in there. I know you're still fighting. Keep...
Diana, stop this.
Bruce. Bruce, tell me where you are.
Watching. Integration with Brainiac is irreversible. You need to understand that. Join us, or stay out of the way. Engaging Boomer's target. Headshots suppressed.
I'm above these creeps' pay grade.
Eliminating Deathshot.
Deathshot by name, dead by nature.
Wait for it.
The hell was that shot?
Boosters engaged.
Give it up for Shooter Man and his killer friends.
First Cobblepot, now Ivy. We're really bringing back that Gotham crazy.
Ah, you are that Gotham crazy.
Signed with a bullet. I'm frozen! Damn it!